Hello, sorry about the delay. Yes, I couldn't start sooner. Right. Hello, yes, so, game dev, development. So hello, Kangafango, hello, Mr. W. Why, hello there, Mr. W. Hey, wonder what he's got in store for game dev today. The game is not in the store today, it's not finished yet. Neither is the development of it. Hopefully some ghosts, or at the very least ghostly settings. I'll be a minute. Sure, grand. Indubitably. Morning everyone, I wish you all a wonderful evening. Wait, that's wrong. Evening all, I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Hold on, that's not right either. Good evening folks, hope y'all are doing well. There we go. Hello, and hello Albastro 916. Hello, welcome. Welcome back to the stream. These streams are always my favorite, along with the RCT streams. Oh, nice. Channel? Channel? Going to channel what? That's not right at all either, but yeah. Channel? Also, I presume the joke was that the game wasn't in a store? I liked it a bit. Yeah, that was the joke. That was the joke. Right. 1 second. Let me just make sure that this is all good. Yep, that's good. That's also good. So, here we go. Channel. Surprise, surprise. Why? Welcome back to the channel, not stream. Oh, the channel, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I was talking to the YouTube people. No, you're right, I did say the wrong word because I was concentrating on something else. Not stream, the stream hasn't been ongoing from last night until now. The stream hasn't been ongoing from last night until now. Oh, I see. True that. Okay, so. I was working on 2 things off stream. One of them I didn't manage to get into a state where I can really show you. The other one is, oh right, that's free aspect. That shouldn't be free aspect. It should be 16:9. There we go. Actually, no, not 16:9. There we go. That should be better. Right. So I changed up the bricks. So now they are like this. You can see they are offset. Also, a bus through 916. I'm guessing the 916 is the fleet number of a B&H Omnidecker bus. I don't know. Ooh, 2 things. Yay! Right. Hello. Yes, hello, Albastro. Hey, the walls are in place. Yay! Ooh, that's much better. Shadows. Any ideas what the music's going to be like in the game? You going to make it yourself? Yes, I am going to make it myself. And as for what it's going to be like, I'd have to experiment a bit. Love the walls. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Oh, well, let me get the camera a bit closer so you can actually kiss the wall. There you go. Yes, Kango Fango. 916 was my favorite Scania we had. Aww. Wall ghost. Eek! I've been kissed. Right, so you may have seen that it now only uses the this type of room, so the one that doesn't have a roof yet. However, a thing that you may not have noticed is that there are actually 3 textures for the wall pieces. There's this one, which has the Y crack at the top. And then there's this one, which has this one at the top. So you can see these ones don't have the Y crack at the top. And then there's also a third one, which I should probably make a bit more common. Which is, I think, is it this one? Yeah, it is. This one here. You can see this one doesn't have any cracks in it at all, this little segment. Yeah, those are the 3 segments. One of them, this one, doesn't have a normal map yet, so I'll quickly generate one in Unity for that one. Oh, sorry, not 2. I didn't mean 2. That's strange. Why did that? 2 and RM. Oh, right. Yeah, that was good. That was alright. That was alright. So here we go. 0.05. No, not 0.3. 0.05. Now, if I apply it to the material, like this, it should have the normal map as well. I'll retry it in a couple of minutes. So yes, these ones you can see here that look a bit. Actually, why do they look dim? That's strange. Might need to change the material on them. Oh, they're probably using the default material. I should really not import those. Anyway, yeah. So these ones are the ones without cracks. You've got these ones. And then these ones, which now also have a normal map. And yes, there's an issue where it's stretched at the edge, so whether it's not got a proper texture there, but they are interlocking, so it does work for that. And I have expanded the entrance space, so there's a bit more space. And yes, so far it is only generating ones with a kind of a plus shape. It's not generating any that have a specific direction as to where they connect to. Oh, you can also get into these kind of spaces behind the walls, which is a bit interesting. Anyway, let me chat. Mwah. Alright, that's nice. Mwah, mwah. Love the color too. Well, actually they are grays. The color, the yellow, is from the light source of the player. For your code, what language are you using? I'm using C#. It's Unity, so C#. I did start, many years ago, I did start Unity with JavaScript, but then I eventually switched to C#, which is good because Unity now no longer supports JavaScript. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. Is this big enough for you? Is this big enough for you? Fun fact, the bricks are actually white. They only appear beige because the player's point light has a slightly yellowish hue. Well, a bit more than slightly, I think. It's C#, yes. If you look at the bricks in the background, you can see that it's not yellowy. Ah, I thought so with Unity. Will the textures be randomly generated? So every time the crack texture won't be on the same wall each time? Well, at the moment I've got I can load the test scene. At the moment, each one of these segments, like this one for example. Oh, why are there 2 there? That's not supposed to be the case. Oh, that's probably why. Oh, well, that's strange. Yeah, I'll have to fix that. There are doubles for some reason. Anyway, yeah, so each one of these objects, let me just remove that one. Open it up. You know, 1 second, I'll just, can't do that. Overwrite, revert. There we go. I'll have to be careful to select the actual object. So, each one of these segments has 3 child objects, and each one of these child objects has a different texture and different material. When it generates a maze, for each segment, it chooses randomly between the 3 which one to activate, which means that I actually need I can actually put the colliders on the actual main object, not the individual ones, but I can do that later. Or maybe I'll do it now. It depends on what the next thing is, what the next thing to do is. So, actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do it now. Let's do it now. Oh, really? Yes. I'm only familiar with HTML and Py. Haha. Yeah. Although most scripting languages, once you understand one scripting language, it's not that hard to get into most other ones, because the hardest part about getting into coding, I think, is understanding how code is usually set up. So where you've got classes and you've got logic, so if statements, and statements, for loops, variables, that sort of thing, how all of that works. But those things are shared between most, if not all, scripting languages. So yeah. Why does the player have a point light? Will that be taken out and is just for convenience for development? Yes, it is just for convenience for development. However, the player will have light sources. The first one I'll implement is probably a lantern. Hello, I cannot watch today's, sorry, says Anthony2002. No, that is okay. Don't need to apologize. Glad you stopped by. Right. Alright. Yeah, C# the best of the Unity ones. Java and Brew are unsupported now anyway. Well, there is technically a third language which is supported by Unity. Well, a fourth one. Besides C#, JavaScript, and Boo, there's a fourth one which is still supported. And that is the shader script. It is based off of C, but it is not C#. There are differences. Alright, hi and bye, Anthony. Lots of people claim Java to be fairly poor, though I've never experienced it, to say. Well, first of all, there's a difference between Java and JavaScript. So, I have never actually done anything with Java. I've done stuff with JavaScript. And JavaScript just takes away quite a lot of the control you have in some circumstances. It streamlines a lot of things. So for beginners, it is maybe a bit easier to get into. But if you're of a moderate level of knowledge or experience, then you probably want more easier control over more details of your code, in which case I would suggest to switch to C#, at least if you're doing Unity stuff. Right, so I'm currently redoing the collider for the segment. It's a bit hard to see, actually. 0.6, is that correct? That looks good. The height is good. So that looks good. Right, so I've put the collider onto the other object, and now I want to replace it. So I've got this prefab here. Just delete the prefab, remake the prefab, remove the number. Right, so, by the way, here's a new thing about Unity. Well, I don't know how new it is, but it is new to me because I was using an old version of Unity before I started this project. And that is you've got a prefab editor now. So a prefab is kind of like a blueprint for a game object or a collection of game objects, which then can be instantiated into the game. So I'm making copies of it. And the good thing about them is that if you can change the blueprint, and then it changes it at all of the instances. Also, you can change an instance and apply it to the blueprint, and the blueprint, the prefab, then changes it everywhere else. And there's a prefab editor. So if you've got a prefab, like this object is, I can go up here to open, and what that will do is it will open the prefab. You can see now I'm editing the prefab up here. It's not actually how it's placed in the world, it's just, well, the prefab itself. Right. So I need to redo this bit. So 1, 2, 3, I believe it was. I'm just replacing the walls because I had to get rid of them. Right, so 1, 2, 3, then this bit. Oh, that's not right. Bit hard to see with no light source in the scene. Actually, that's probably better. Yeah, that was what it was like. Right, so now, let's see, if I duplicate these, move them over, turn it like that, would those fit? I'm looking at the endpoints. So here you've got the gap at the top, and you've got the gap in the middle, so that would fit. Although the spacing isn't right like this, it needs to be. It needs to be like this, right? And then I'll move these over like that. Yeah, like that. And for these ones, they would also fit. Would also fit. Turn that. Those ones fit, and those ones fit. Right, so now that I've done that, there is no visible difference in-game, but it will be a dramatic performance increase. Well, I say dramatic, but it will be a performance increase considering that now the main object, the parent object, has the collider, not the individual ones that it chooses from. Right. Oh, are they duplicate? Yes, they were. That's true. I have used it a bit in the past, years ago, and from what I understand, JavaScript is quite an easy-to-learn code, but other scripting languages like C# are much more versatile and less linear. Well, I wouldn't use the word linear, and versatile maybe a bit, but it's more that with C# it's easier to get to the detail stuff. For example, what namespaces you include in the script. So which classes and variables and functions the script inherits from, basically. Not inherits, that's a different thing, but what it uses, what it imports in C# is always at the top. You always have using and then the namespace, meaning you can easily see what you've got in there, and you can easily import new namespaces by having using and then the namespace. Which, if you're doing stuff with different namespaces, that's great. That makes it so much easier. In JavaScript, you can also do that, but by default, it is, I believe, hidden. It is hidden. You don't see what it imports by default. I think. I may be mistaken. It's been years since I've used it. But it's things like that where, yeah, basically. Although I wouldn't say linear. Yep, big enough. Big enough, yeah. Good. I'd like to try Java, but conflicting with Python would get me. Oh, I see. Actually, a thing that might help with that is if you're using Java, maybe have the background of the code editor dark theme, and with Python, maybe have it light theme, so that in your mind, you automatically separate those two languages based on the color of the background. Right. See, I told you they were duplicate. I called it. That is true. People usually rush to big things too. Yep, and I was one of them. I think small maths programs are the best way to start. Yeah, I think Unity is actually a good way to get into programming, into coding, because, well, Unity or GameMaker. Or, well, any game engine, really. Maybe, I'm not sure about Unreal, but because that uses more node-based stuff, but mainly. But Unity, definitely, because there you have an instant response. You write something, and instead of it just printing the right math output, you can actually have it in a 3D environment. Unity comes with a first-person controller, so you can walk around it, and you can write code, which then directly manipulates the world. And I think that gives a much bigger sense of achievement. And if you want to do the math calculating thing, you can still do that. You've got a console here, which can output things you've got in your script. So you can still do that. Bus Plus is one of them. So is Mad Cabbies. 2 of my projects. What did you do, Kangafango? Boo. Yeah, I thought that Ghost Lady would make an appearance this stream, but I think that because of the late, because I was late, I didn't have time to prepare stuff. I think she might not. Oh yeah, the shaders. Never used them. Of course you use them. You if you're using Unity and you're using a camera that renders stuff, then you're using shaders. Unless, I guess, you're using the old GUI system. I'm not sure if that counts as using a shader. Never used them. Bus True. Bus Plus was meant to be like a big new bus game and mainly focused on the UK. Things that I did manage to implement were multiplayer. Sure, the wheels rotation wasn't synchronized and the driving synchronization was quite rough, but it worked. No roads, no loads of finished buses, and loads of unfinished buses, where I had only really done the outside shell of. Oh, I see. I don't know. Optara's Team was the first I made, which is also the most finished. Project was started in 2016. Ooh, that does sound cool. I remember the S-Team. I'm not brave enough for game code yet. It is really not as scary as it seems. Yeah, I thought so too. I also wanted the player to be able to get out of the vehicle and walk around. I have scripted a few Discord bots, and that was a big step. Yes, I agree. I had loads planned for the game, but didn't get very far. That's nice. There's many years ahead. There's many years ahead. Yes. Also, in the beginning, there was a bug in the game where you could go faster if you went backwards. I've actually played MP multiplayer with Paradise back then. Yes, you have. That was fun. Inhales. Halo! Where? Do I have one? Oh, sorry. I did not mean to have that on for the stream. My apologies. People usually rush to big things. The map that Bus Plus was supposed to come with was Plymouth. It was supposed to have many different districts and such, basically a fictionalized Plymouth. And I also made fictional liveries for the Esteem. Pink Flash was one of them. And I came up with Green Flash and Orange Flash before Plymouth City Bus did. Yes! And then they made them. Bunch of copycats. Getting the IDE to tell me that 1 + 1 = 2 was a big enough achievement to me. Yes, of course. Even getting up the courage to sit down and start writing your first script, that can take a lot. Because it is daunting, so yes. Still working on some renders of my latest Gmod scenes. Oh, hello, yes. VGRO, welcome. XD, aww. XD, hahaha. Have fun. No! It was supposed to come with Lumoth. Well, you said Plymouth. Which was basically fictionalized Plymouth. My mistake. Yeah. Anyway, so we've done this. That's good. This is the northeast southwest room, one of them. Wait, where is this? Oh, that's there as well. Well, we don't... I don't need it yet. I don't need it in a moment. Okay, that's already saved. So, next... So, okay, I'll show you this in the game. At the moment, when you play, it does generate a little maze like this. I won't be able to see it from the bottom now. I won't. Let me disable lighting for a second. There we go. So it generates a random maze based on these rooms, with the entrance being here in the middle, that strange grey blob there. So you can see that they're different. And what I want to do now is, because the way this works is, it has a bunch of walkers that, okay, it has a texture, and then it has a bunch of walkers that start in the middle, and then they walk into random directions, placing rooms depending on a few criteria. And that means that when I'm reading the texture to see if I need to place a room where that pixel is, then I can already see where the adjacent rooms are, or if there are any. So that's what I want to work on today. So I want to make it so that if there is only a room adjacent to the top and to the bottom, like there is here, then this room in the middle, this one, will only have a connection to the top and the bottom. I will have a variety of different room types for each set of connections, which will be chosen from randomly. But that is something to implement later. Hello, Slovak Eagle, welcome. Welcome to my stream. You join me in tonight's edition of Reading Chat. Hey, Northeast Southwest sounds like a train operator, like NSE, Network Southeast. Yeah, it does. Don't know how long I will stay. I am tight on deadline for Century Up. Yeah, of course. Ah, yeah, you've mentioned. I want to release it next week. Ooh. So yeah. Oh. Multitask then? If yeah, Little Eagle can handle it. I can listen, but don't expect me to respond immediately. Yes, that's fine. Alright, will do. You don't anyway, so... He does, don't he? Well, he does, usually. Well, when he's not doing other stuff in the background. Reading Chat, 12/2/2021, 20.13, 2039 edition. There we go. Right, so... Next things first, which is... I need to make the actual room for it. So... This is room in Northeast Southwest 1. So let's make room in North South 1. And I'll make this into a new prefab. Where have I got them? Oh, right there. I'll make this into a new prefab, original prefab, which now means I can modify this without changing the one which actually has these. Expect me to respond once I hear Shardai's reading messages, which can be up to 30 minutes if he gets into it lol. Well, I mean, that is quite generous of you, but I think 40 minutes at the very least. True. See you then. Right. So, time to delete. Ooh, yes, open the prefab. Editing. Ooh, not like that. Oh, that's the wrong prefab, that's why. Wait a minute. Let me put this in. No, that's okay. That's strange. Why did it... Right, I guess I have to open this one. Anyway, right. I'll delete these walls because they are not needed if it's only going north-south. So like this. And then I'll move these walls in, which they should fit. So, no, they don't. Of course they don't, because, right, yeah, I understand. I know you're explaining it to me in chat, but you don't. You really don't have to. I understand why they don't fit. Right. There we go. And it's probably... Oh, I might as well do it like this. Right, so moving those there, moving them over, like this. And if this turns out to be not performance efficient enough, then I can always go with a different method of making the corridors. But this way it's easier to make new room designs. So now I've got this design. I'll apply the prefab. Oh, it already has applied, of course, because I was editing the prefab. So, yes. Oh, I missed one. Oh, which one? There we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's the one I missed, apparently. But oh well. Oh, pillars! Explaining what? Oh, right, of course. Oh, yeah. Yes. Not pillars, this time. The only difference between me and Chardais right now is that he is developing a whole game. I am only developing the map. Well, both take a lot of effort and concentration to do, really. I mean, if you're coding something, then that probably takes more concentration. But, yeah. I mean, I do trains maps as well, as I'm sure you know. And so I can tell you that they do take quite a lot of concentration. Actually, are there doubles there? Are there doubles? Shouldn't be. No. Just reflecting weirdly. Anyway. Right, got this done. Which means now I have to go to the game scene and actually put in the code for it to use the other object. Okay. Yes, sessions and coding. Absolutely fun. Actually, is, if I know what I'm doing. Yes, that is true. It is. So, maze generator. Let's just put this all the way to the front. I can close out of some of these ones. Sure, that should be fine. That's nice. I'm glad you are enjoying your shelf. Yes, very nice. There actually is a shelf there. You can hear it. Right, so at the moment, I've got the Roman room set for, this is an array which has a lot of, well, it basically is a variable that has multiple variables inside, a list of stuff. To be fair, that clip of C# doesn't look too far from Python. Yeah, most coding languages are quite similar. There are mostly just differences in syntax that you have to get used to, but other than that, most of them are quite similar. So, let's do a public transform again, make it an array. Then Roman room north-south set. Right, so this bit... Right, so down here, this bit is where it actually generates the texture of it, so the layout of the maze, this bit. And then this up here is where it generates the actual rooms, where it places them. So, let's see, how does this... Okay, this one we don't need. This was for whether it's a small room or a big room, which I've ditched that idea, so I don't need that anymore. Which means I can change it like this. And by the way, I'm using Sublime Text, which means it doesn't have integration into Unity, but it does recognize C#, so it knows which are variables, which are functions, stuff like that, so it can do the highlighting properly. However, it doesn't have a dictionary of syntax, well, things. It doesn't have a dictionary. For example, transform is a variable type that comes with MonoBehavior, I believe it is, or Unity Engine, not sure which one. So if you're using something like MonoDevelop or Visual Studio, which actually MonoDevelop is now part of Visual Studio, which is why I'm no longer using it, then you will, if you start typing TR, it will already suggest to you transform, so you can just type that in. With Sublime Text, it will only do that if that word is present in this text file, in this script, which means that I have to know how things work, because it won't suggest them if I haven't written them in this document. So let me recheck, because I don't want it to pile up. XD, I do enjoy it quite a bit. Has got a lot of space. To be fair, that clip... Oh, right, sorry, I missed that then. Doesn't... Right. Did he get it from IKEA? No, got it from Nokia. Shucks profoundly. Nokia? Never knew they made shelves too. That's good about the space. The word syntax gives me nightmares. My Google history is full of Python syntax error. La 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 le. Oh, I know exactly how that feels. Well, not exactly, because I haven't... Well, I did a little bit of Python, but only very, very small amount. You know how catenary goes left, right, left, right? Yes, I do. which is to wear out the pantograph evenly. So when the locomotive goes across, it's not just grinding along one part of it, it's actually using up the entire width of the pantograph. Yes, it zigzags. I just had left, right on a straight section. Oh, which means I did an error. So now I have to redo several pylons. That is quite frustrating. Yay. Well, at least you're happy about it. Sorry about that. Ooh, nice. What sort of programs? Oof. Programs. Oh, do you mean in terms of Python? Well, there was a tech jam. Well, there is a tech jam where I live, where it's once a month. I went to it a couple of times, and when I was there, I worked. I did some experimenting with some Raspberry Pis. Not the ones you're thinking, if you don't know much about technology, and if you do know a bit about technology, then yes, probably the ones you're thinking. And those were running Pi, so I experimented a bit with them. And I actually managed to, there was the snake game already on one, and I managed to modify it so that the snake speeds up with each apple that you ate. I had no knowledge of how Python works. I just looked at the code, tried a few things, and I actually got it to do what I wanted it to do, which is just a testament to how similar a lot of coding languages actually are. I think I actually did it by actually speeding up the frame rate of it. But yeah. Ooh, cool. Only Python I've done myself is within Blender. I followed a tutorial because I wanted to make a bus game back when the Blender game engine was still a thing. But when I found out that you were never supposed to drive the bus, and it was just supposed to fall down and drive off. Oh, but then you found that out. Yeah, that worked. I was going to say, wait, what? About the pies, yeah. What I just designed with the catenary breaks at least 5 laws, 15 rules, and 1 whole Geneva Convention. Well, I didn't realize the Geneva Convention had stuff about railways in there. Although, technically, saying that, it is true that some railways, in some countries, railways have a slightly different gauge to prevent invasion by rail. For example, Spain actually has a bit of a narrower gauge than the rest of Europe. It could be narrower or a bit wider, so that to prevent invasion by rail. So the Geneva Convention could technically maybe have something in that, but doesn't matter. Once I've read that, I will get back to this, I promise. I wasn't. I'm tempted to get a Rasp so I could host my bots 24/7. Crazy to think how small a computer can be now. Well, there is nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is a thing. So, literally, you'd need a microscope to see them. Microchips, nanotechnology. Do you know why modern phones, like iPhones, are as thick as they are? It's not because of the screen. It's not because of the circuitry. No, that could go much, much thinner. No. It's because of the headphone port. They need that width for the headphone port. That is literally the only reason why they are as thick as they are. Congrats, Shadows, congrats. Oh, thanks. Love it. What did you do, Slavil? It breaks Geneva Convention because I committed a war crime with that design. It's so bad. Yes, I got it. No, it's wide. Oh. Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was narrow or wider. But yes, you're probably right with that. Oh, it's fine. The gauge is 1668 millimeters. Alright. What about the Geneva Convention? But look, the Geneva Convention. You can say bollocks if you want. I mean, this is a Twitch stream, so it's 13 plus, so that's not that bad of a word. Wow, that's an interesting bit of info, Shadice. To be fair to Apple, I don't think that removing the jack was a bad call. Well. White boy. The newer iPhones don't have a headphone port anymore. They dropped it, from what I know. It's the battery that causes the wide thickness. Huh. I read somewhere that it was the headphone port. Maybe it's both. Haha, Corbadum-tish. Oh, right, I've got a telephone here. I mean, I've got an actual telephone here. You can see. It's got a receiver. So I could call them, but I don't have Badum-tish's number, so unfortunately can't. You know, you're putting stuff in chat faster than I can read it, which means I'll never catch up. Shades, meh. Okay, thanks. Bollocks to the Geneva Convention. Yes. Well, no, because that prevents a lot of bad stuff from happening. Well, supposed to prevent a lot of bad stuff from happening. I was expecting there to be another I instead of a Y at the back there. Who knows why? Yeah. Oh yeah, most people are using wireless headphones now, which is not great because then you have wireless radiation, electromagnetic fields, right by your brain, which use the electromagnetic field to work. But yes. I am alright. Sure, it's a few years ago, that was the reason, yeah. But now, nah. Yeah, I thought about doing that. Yep. Shrais, I know, but it's fun to say bollocks to something. Yeah, you can. You can if you want to. Then say bollocks to that. Whatever you want. I thought you would have. Seems to be a trend to type differently. The word boy. It's an inherently fun word to say. I guess. I don't know. Anyway, right. Sorry. Okay, so if the pixel on the texture that we're currently looking, it basically cycles through every single pixel of the texture that we generate. And if the pixel is white, at the moment, it only generates one room in the set of north, east, southwest. So we need to have an if statement here. At the moment, I'm going to make it so it checks whether there is one above and below it only. If that is not the case, then it defaults back to the north, east, southwest one. So if maze genmap.get pixel and then x and then y plus 1, so going up 1 pixel from the one we're currently looking at, is equal to color.white. Actually, let's see. How should that work? Actually, you know what? Let's do it in order. Let's just go through all of them. That's the easiest way to do it. Right. So if that's white, and no, not like that. That is wrong. Like that. And maze.map.getPixel, and I'm just going to put all 4 of them on the thing. So when I duplicate the if statement, I don't have to add different directions. It's just easier this way to get an exact condition. Right. So the next one. So it's up. Then let's go clockwise. So the next one would be x plus 1, and then y is equal to color dot. Actually, no, let's do is not equal to color dot white, because I do have other colors on the texture. Like, for example, red means it's the entrance, so it can't put a thing there. I might also have other colors on there, like, for example, blue, maybe indicating a staircase going up or down if I want to do that in the future. So I'm just going to say if it's not white. Although saying that with the staircase room, I would want it to connect. So I would probably have to say if it's not white and not the other color as well. But, well, yeah, let's just do it like this and then deal with any other conditions later. So that's that one. And then maze.map.getPixel. Let's do the one below us, which is y minus 1. And that should also have the color.white for us to change to the corridor one, colored white. And last one, and maze.genmap.getPixel, which is the left one, so x minus 1, and then y is equal to, no, is it not equal to color.white. Right, so if this is all true, it means the pixel above ours and below ours are white, but the ones to the left and right are not white. Which means that at this point, it should basically do the same thing as down here. Actually, it should do exactly the same thing as down here, except for one thing. So I'll paste that in there, and this is where it gets a bit annoying having the text this big, but you can see what it says. So I hope you're happy. Right, so instead of choosing a room from the north, east, southwest set, let's do north and south set. And then we also need to get the random index of that set. And I believe that is it, yes. So now I need to put the prefab into the list, into the on the inspector, into the variable. So if I go to maze generator, I need to put this in there. And now let's see if it works. Ah, see, it works. Look at that. You can see over here, when there is one above it and one below it, a room, it generates the corridor. And in any other case, it just generates the normal room with all 4 connections. So, yes. That's great. So it also works over here. Over here it doesn't work, because these rooms on the right, they do have one above and below, but they also have one to the left, so it doesn't generate here. And for these ones, they have one to the right, so it doesn't generate there. But over in these other places, it does generate. I just want to explore it. I just want to explore it. I'll generate a new one. Right. Okay, also doesn't have a roof yet. Also, because if you're new here, if you look at this, you can see we're outside on the top, on the ground level. There we go. And you can see that red box there. If I go in through here, and I go down into there, if I look up, you can see the red box is all the way up there. Yes, that is a trick that I love, because actually there are 2 of these rooms and it teleports you to the other one, which is what a lot of games actually do. So let's see, I want an example. I think there might be one over here. Yes, so you can see there are these rooms here, and you go into here, and then we've got a corridor going upwards. So yes, it works. Right, so let's do chat. Oh, there's already a lot of chat there. It's a meme, I guess. Not here, says Chris. Well, in that case, well, you're still welcome. I've never really understood it. Not really. Hey, hi. Memes are not meant to be understood. Well, that is... I generally do not like that statement, because... It means that the correct thing to do is to promote mindlessness, which is a very dangerous thing and something that is happening everywhere now more than ever, with the exception of maybe Germany in the Second World War, and maybe the First one, but both the Second World War. Which means that is quite a... I know it's harmless in this context, but saying that something that you use all the time, or a lot of people use all the time, is not meant to be understood, just... It doesn't literally, but it sends metaphorical shivers down my spine. So, yeah. Hi Chris, true. This is the funniest PogChamp. What is this monstrosity? Well, it looks like a Komodo dragon to me. A mouth. But then, why follow them? And why use them on a regular basis if you cannot grasp the true meaning of them and are merely exposed to the jokey shell of the meme's bare husk? One may never understand. Yeah. I mean, if you don't know why you're saying a thing, then I wouldn't say it if I were you. Right. It's a normal snake. Oh. I see. It's that emote. Yeah. Because the funny thing about language is that every word has an origin. Every word has a history, both what's the word I'm looking for? No, a cultural history. So there are so many different examples. For example, a lot of English words derive their origin from Roman words, so Roman Latin. For example, the word Chester. The word Chester actually refers to a fortification. So, for example, and door, the word door, also, I forget what it is, what it's referring to. It might be, no, that's something different. But for example, Dorchester, it's a town in England. Actually, though, is a combination of two words, Dorchester, which actually mean something. So in these kinds of examples, it's fun. I mean, it's harmless. You can say a town's name without really being worried about what you're actually saying most of the time. But in other cases, it's a bit more sinister than that. Expressions as well. Right. PogChamp. They made it the new PogChamp again. Oh well. Oh no, does that mean that it's the favorite? It's not working! For me at least. I'm trying to type it. On your messages. Jesus. That's really weird. I don't have a emote. You do? I keep seeing it there. Like, nothing even close comes up for Pog in the search bar. Maybe you've disabled it in your settings? Strange. I would doubt it. It's not appearing for me either, but the image does when I type it out. Interesting. How can you just say white? I've only coded in hex colors. Yes. So this is because of Unity. So the script it inherits from monobehavior and inherits from Unity engine. In both of those are lots of different classes and variables. So for example, the variable of type color is a thing which works in RGBA, red, green, blue, alpha, so transparency, and it has a few presets. So for example, white is a pre-made variable of color, which is essentially just 1111. So white. So red RGBA all one. It's just shorthand. You could also do it is equal to new, so new variable, and then color, and then have 1111 like that. And that is exactly the same thing as saying white. But there is just they've put a lot of these kind of shorthand things in there to make it easier to type out. That jumped. I officially have my first 3 KNL trains. Oh, congratulations. Shreys, yeah, it's very nice. Thanks for the large scale. Congrats. Shreys, yay. Love it. But one of them are corrupted. The cancelled Greenbrier Express. Get in touch with them. Get that sorted. If you paid money for it, you have a right for it to work. Oh, never heard of it. Also, you might try to do a database repair in trains. That might fix it. You can also do an extended one, which I believe by holding control while you click the database repair button. Not sure though. Oh, never heard of it. It was cancelled in 2014. Never got its first run. Oh, Shreddies, you're using Stanley Parable trickery. Nah, it's Stanley. That is the kind of stuff that's used in most 3D games, which Stanley Parable just exposed, kind of. How taxing is the Stanley Parable on a laptop? Would I be able to do it on mine? I'd say probably. I would say probably. Although, don't hold me to that. Just on Steam, they have minimum system requirements, which aren't necessarily minimum, but they're a good idea to use. Normally, minimum is just what the developers have lying around, the least good equipment they have. Because Steam doesn't have a wizard to figure that stuff out. The developers have to put it in, so they usually just put in the least good hardware they have, see if it runs on that, and if it does, they put that in as medium hardware. So you can sometimes get away with running something on hardware that is less good than the minimum requirement on Steam. But you don't have warranty on that then. Shadows looks great. Though I think to be creepy, the corridors are a bit too wide. Yeah, that is true. That is true. I mean, this is just prototyping it out. Creepy might be the point. Probably fine, I'd say. Trace, meh. It was a joke anyway. Personally, I don't find a lot of memes funny. Humor will always be subjective. Yes. Yeah, there are some good ones, but generally not. It's only when it is morally wrong where subjective becomes irrelevant. Well, some might argue that morally wrong itself is subjective. So, for example, if you're a general in an army, and you order a city to be bombed, then you would probably have to morally justify that, to say, well, you have to do that to protect your own citizens, so that their army gets up. You have to weaken that country, even though hundreds or thousands of innocents die in the process. Whereas if there is if you do that, then you might even get a medal for it. So obviously that is generally considered morally okay by a lot of people. But if there is someone who just kills a random individual, then that human is then very harshly punished for it, even though the one who killed hundreds or thousands of people gets a medal, the one who killed one, well, gets imprisoned, or, depending on where you are, maybe even executed. So, morally wrong is subjective. I know that we can agree on most things that are morally right or morally wrong, which is why we can have society. But, yeah. Shut Eyes. It is a Komodo dragon. The original emote is called Komodo Hype. They've changed the Pog Jam to be the same, apparently. I see. About your question. Many people, particularly my generation, seem to be followers of trends. Yes! I know. But trends were always a thing. Oh, yes, this is the goof stuff. I love linguistics, haha. Yes, linguistics is very, very fun. Booyaka, booyaka, exclaimed Mr. W. Good. Yep, true. You heard of Tom Scott? Trust me, it's related. Yeah. Oh, I love Tom Scott. I watched a few of his things, mostly the stuff recommended by Mr. W. I did watch his video where he was with Irving Finkel, and he learned how to write basic cuneiform, which is very, very interesting. I love Irving Finkel. He's just his way of talking and appearance and persona. I just don't get why trends trend. Because of peer pressure. If there's something that someone does and it gets attention, then you feel like, okay, if you do it, then you might get attention. You're part of the gang, part of the movement, part of your slice of society. It's basically the same as smoking. There was a huge trend of smoking, which, of course, I don't want to get into that. That'll take me hours. Anyway, where's that one ES44AC from Discord? He might be lurking around. He might not be. Why is there so much stuff in chat? Why is there so much stuff in chat? Lots of hearts. Oh. Same as Romanian, Italian, French. Who knows, really? Romanian! Any favorite Tom Scott moments? Well, yeah, the thing where he learned how to write cuneiform. Este Romana? That's wrong, isn't it? I don't know. I love how Buna, hello, is also the meaning of good. Yes, that's very nice then. Trying something. Romanian is my favorite language. What? It works in Sharadice's chat! There's no need to shout. It's romance, but so unique. Worked again for me. That sounds so romantic. It's romance, but so unique. Worked again for me. Does everybody know how to kit bash? In trains, I know roughly how to do repaints. And exchange certain assets, but I mean, if that's what you mean. No fair. Oh. Works in mine too. I think you might have disabled it in the settings. AE, the words for love starting with EUB, I believe, come from Russian. I can see there's an R in that, but other than that, I'm not sure what those symbols mean. Didn't know that. Actually, I did. I remember. That's very nice. You just adjust the hue. Okay. Bre. I've not touched anything. Forgot it then. Nice. That's strange then. You mean Tom Scott out of context? I don't believe so. No, the CDP file is corrupted. Oh, well then yeah, get in touch with them. Search it up, it's real good. It will say unable to open, insert CDP file name for reading. Yeah, I mean there are some this out of context. Another two that can be quite interesting is Vsauce and also Doctor Who, because the Doctor says quite a lot of stuff, and if it's out of context, it can be quite funny. Well, on a superficial level a bit. Will do. Also, any favorite Tom Scott moments? You tried renaming it? Yes. Right, I am back. Cat wanted to play and then ran out. Okay. Did not work. Eagle. You have 8 people watching. Yes, and I'm not even doing any coding. I'm just reading chat for 2 hours. Aww. To be truthful, I use his videos as education, but I do love my parcel. My parcel. I'm in random place. Yeah. VGR and Chris are both blue like Albastru on screen. For me, VGR and Chris are neon green. VGR for me is red. Not as red as Mr. W, a little bit more yellow, orangey. Albastru is, well, red. Chris is green. Yeah, like a dark lime green. Oh yeah, they're good. I like citation needed and the language files. His videos are always high quality and he's clear with his points. Clear with his points. And he's funny as well. Have you seen the people bought weird stuff with our Amazon affiliate link series? No, I haven't. But you're asking all that's true. If you're interested in educational stuff on YouTube, there is a channel I would highly recommend. Well, actually 3. One of them is Lindy Beige. The second one is the Fall of Civilizations podcast. The third one is History Time. Great value. Oh, by the way, Mr. W, I did watch the video. The video you sent me, I did. And yes, there are some of them that seem like they might be fun to play. I have them typed out. I have them typed in a text document. But I'm reading chat now, so we'll have to wait. And he's funny as well. Have you seen the people? All right, I've not, but it's going to be my watch. Oh, that jumped. I've not, but it's going to my watch later list. Does someone know how to kit bash? Depends on what you mean by that. I've seen his game show and his get on news videos. Like kit bashing in terms of models is like you have different models and you exchange pieces to form a different model. They did it in Star Trek a lot, where they have different ship classes and they use this part of this one starship and this part of the other starship, put them together, and they've got a new starship. I've only seen the Fairground one that you posted in chat as Discord, I think. Hells yeah, if you have a Discord, or if you just want it via Twitch private message, I'll send you some links if you want. I put that one in it. Yeah, I put the one in it. Yeah, I mean, if you want to send some links, you can send them in Twitch chat here. I'm fine with that. My Discord is currently inactive, but I'll take some links on Twitch for sure. Shreddice, yes, I had a feeling you would watch the Cuneiform one. I actually found it through the British Museum YouTube channel. Alright, now I understand. Yeah. I've never given it into peer pressure, but I can believe that explanation. Ah, you have been spotted, Sweater Gaming. Este Romana is correct, Kangfango. If you're trying to say it is Romanian. You could say E if you were being informal too. Ah, no! Yeezies! I've been spotted! Yeah, I mean, this is actually a game development stream, though you wouldn't know it. You'd think it was just a podcast with a mostly stationary image. I guess new record? Maybe. So, E Romana? Any umlauts? I don't know. The Kryliak reads Lubiet. Is it Lubiet? Lubiet? Or Lubet? Also, isn't that flipped N pronounced as R? Isn't that an R, or is it depending on context? E or este, yes. Sounds vaguely Latin, that. The este. Shades, he said you seen out of context, not you been. And that's why cakes can have eyes. Yeah, that was out of context. Well, not really, because we were talking about out of context stuff, so it was in context, which is a paradox, but don't think about it. Tell you what, I'll put Tom Scott out of context in the Discord. Sure. Also, Abastru said good as a correction to goof stuff. Oh, right, that makes sense. That was a bit confusing for me. Just stop sending messages. Let the poor soul catch up. Shad, it's better to have too much chat than none at all, right? Well, it depends on the thing. In this case, yeah. But if it is if I actually do want to focus on the project that I'm doing, then, I mean, what I would otherwise have to do is just skim through chat silently, not reading it out. And if I see something special, something specific, then I can comment on that. But that would be a bit frustrating for you, I think. How about nah? Alright, XD, let's stop. Until he's read chat, we really shouldn't be holding him up like this. He wants to code. Let him code. Let's not spam the chat. George? Perhaps a TTS reader is needed. Text-to-speech. No, it would make it easier, but then that loses the personal touch, because oh, George, alright. Yeah, but that'll become annoying really quickly. True. Here's that out of context thing. Irish accent. Take it or leave it. What is it? Take it or leave it? Take it or leave it? Take it or leave it? Like that? Take it or leave it? I don't know how to do that. That sent in an Irish accent. That might be more Scottish, actually, and I'm thinking about it. New record for what? Not being spotted? Shush! Please. In English, you don't le. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, might as well change the category to just chatting. Okay. Maybe. Look. The flipped N is an I. Oh. N in Cyrillic is RH. Oh, right. So it wasn't... Wait. So... I thought in Russian, maybe it's a different thing then. In Russian, the N, the flipped N, is an R. Is that correct? Or is it a variety of Russian? I'm really not that well versed in that subject. in pronunciation, st is pronounced lest. Oh, right. Oh, iced tea. St. Moscow is Mokba in Russian, ain't it? Converted to Greek letters, at least. Wait, this message isn't special? I've read it out, so it is. It is Kangafango, pronounced Moskva. Oh, right. Though B would be B, because a fake B is used as a silent letter for pronunciation before. George was right, like gosh, not George. Alright. Oh, right. Gorge. Nice. Shaddai is struggling with an Irish accent is my new spirit anima. Your new spirit anima? Ah. Well. At least you have 2 A's in that word. Mokba. Yeah. No. I mean, I. Oh, right, yeah. So it's Iced. Ah, Shaddai, thanks for reading chat. I appreciate it. We all do, of course. Right. So, because of all of that, I'm only going to read. That's just come in. I'll read that message. That message, and then I'll skip for an hour, and then I'll read more chat. Fun fact about Romanian: the letters S command and T comma weren't originally included in ASIC or Unicode. I forget. Sorry. So they used S and T dash Kedlia from Turkish. Ooh, interesting. Right. So. That works. So, now let's just do the other corridor, so the east-west one, for which I can basically just flip. Well, no, I can't. I'll have to redo it because it's easier this way because they need to be interlocking. So I'll put this in here. Then, actually, I'll keep the one. So east-west, make this into a new prefab. Right. Ooh, that's wrong. Original prefab, and actually I need to. I can just get these out onto the main layer. I don't need these 2 folders anymore. Yeah, delete those. Okay. Actually, no. Let's create another one. Let's just do rooms, not ROMs. Rooms. Right. So now I've got the east-west one, which means east-west is this way. So I can delete all of these. All of. I said all of these pieces. Actually, no, not that one. Oh, I've messed this up. I need to. Actually, no, I can just copy this one over. Right. So if I grab these 3 now, move them in. Grab those 3. Move them in. And grab another 2. Those. Actually, that doesn't line up. Oh, did that one not line up? Oh, right, of course it didn't. That was the whole thing, wasn't it? No, that is strange. Why didn't that line up? Tell you what, I'll undo the deleting. I'll do this one wall first. Put these 3 in that. Delete that bit. Put the, oops, not duplicate them. Move these 3 in there. Duplicate these ones. One more. Yeah, now it lines up. I must have just accidentally not moved this wall piece correctly. That's probably what happened. Right, now 2 of these. Move those over there. Then go out, and that should be this prefab done. So now if I go into game scene, I can just duplicate the additions I've made for the north-south one. So let's do east-west. And here, I can just copy this. Well, no, let's copy this bit. No, let's copy this bit. Let's put it there. So it's this one. If we've only got white at the top and the bottom, then we do this one. Now we need to change it so if we only have white on the left and the right, we do the other one. So if this one, so above is not white, to the right is white, to the bottom is not white, to the left is white, then it needs to use the east-west one, and east-west one there as well. And now I need to put the prefab in the generator, and that should already be it. So open that up. East-west one. Put that in the array. Now let's see if it works. And it does work. Although this isn't the greatest example. Let's generate a couple more. Ah, this is a perfect example. You can see that we have the 2 different kinds of corridor. We've got the horizontal ones, we've got the vertical ones. And this is also a great demonstration of how the generator works, because the walkers on the texture, they start up here, and then they choose how many squares to walk, how many pixels to walk in a given direction. They choose a random direction. And then this one, for example, walked 3 squares. So it walked 1, 2, 3. So actually 1, 2, 3. Then it rolled again randomly, chose, well actually I've got multiple walkers here. I've got 3 walkers. So if a walker walks on a room where there's already one there, it doesn't count that as having generated a room. So you can see one of the walkers carried on, rolled another 3, got 1, 2, 3, then decided to go left, rolled another 3, so 1, 2, 3, then decided to go down, rolled a 2, so it was 1, 2, and then it ended here. Another walker went over here, so going left, then it went up, then it went right, then it went straight onto there. Another one went down here, then turned left, then turned up, merged into this one. Since there were already rooms there, it didn't count that, so it continued up, rolled randomly, rolled right, for continuing for 2, so it went 1, 2, and then it continued up, and then it rolled left, and a distance of 1, so it went left, and it ended here. So the amount of dead ends you have, well, technically not because they can merge, but you can see this one generated like this. And it actually works, so that is always a good thing. Right. And these will be more interesting, so they won't just be corridors. Like, for example, I will have an entire room design, which will be here, but that will only have an access point at the top and the bottom. But it will be an actual room, so they won't all just be corridors. In case you were worried about that for some reason. Right, so next thing to do. Well, we can start doing the... Well, let's do T intersections. So there are 4 of them. Are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of those as well. Right, so let's do T intersections. Let's delete this again. Get back the 4 connections one, which is here. Right, and let's rename this. Let's do... Well, actually, no, let's do corners first. So north, east first. Let's make a new prefab of that. Original prefab. So north. Open that. Right, so I need those three to be there. Those three I can move in. Or does that connect? I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. Right, so those are good. So now do these three connect? Yes, they do. Good. However... Oh, right. Yeah, this is where we've got an issue. But I will change that later. The issue is that in these corners, they are sticking out. It's not working. So I will need a special corner piece for these areas. But for now, let's just use these pieces. Right. So this needs to... Well, does this connect? Yes, it does. So I'll take these three pieces, put them in there, duplicate them, move them in there. And then I can actually just delete the rest of these, which I don't need anymore. Like that. And then duplicate these ones. So 3 should do it. Yes. So there we go. We've got a north and an east connection. Since we were editing the prefab, it's already done it. So now over to the game scene, and let's put that in as well. I need another set, which is northeast set. Then let's duplicate this again, copy paste. Oh, that's not good. Right, I need to do it like this. So this is in the north. So if we do have a connection in the north, and so up we have, and if we have a connection to the right, and we do not have a connection to the bottom, and we also don't have a connection to the left, then it should choose this thing, which means we need northeast there, save that, go to Unity, going to maze generator. Now I need to add the prefab, which is east-west. No, northeast, sorry. And let's see if it works. Should do. Oh, sorry about that. Didn't see that. Right. Well, no, it doesn't work correctly. Oh, right, because it gets flipped. Ah, I see. So this is up, and this is... No, that's the wrong one. That is this one. So it's up and right. But since it gets flipped, so if you look here, the placement of the room, it actually flips it on both axes, which means I actually need to change this. So instead of these two, so instead of being up and right, it needs to be down and left for northeast, and now it should work. Yes, now it works. You can see here, these two rooms are connected with a piece like this. Let's try another one. Maybe we can get a bit more. Or we can get one that has literally no space, where this kind of thing is needed. Here we go, another, oh, well, we've got 2 examples. We've got one here and we've got one down there. I just want to get one more with a really good example of it, which apparently isn't this one. Not that one. Well, kind of that one. Sure, this one will do. Right, so you can see we've got the corridor, and then we've got the corner and goes up. And then over here, we have the same thing. Right, so good. Tell you what, I'll just increase the room count of the walkers to 100 so that you'll have something nice to look at while I'm reading chat. And you can see it already takes a lot longer. So there you go. It's still the same amount of walkers generating the texture. However, they have a lot more rooms to generate, like this. So you can see this is already looking quite a bit more interesting. I do like this bit back here, but actually a camera angle from over here might look quite good. That's odd, it's not increasing speed. Oh, right. Right. 1 second. I need to change the thing. Is that it? No, that's it. Camera acceleration. Right, so something like this. Should probably be good. Right, now while you're looking at this marvelous creation of mine, wink wink, you can also listen to me reading chat. All 52 miles of it. Actually, no, 72 miles. No, what? 720 miles? I don't think we've got enough time for this. Alright, see you then. Yes, because in English you can't Kilda, Silda, not sure how to pronounce that. Cedila, Kedila. For context. What does Kedila mean again, Cedila? It's an accent mark, like the little C on letters. Oh yeah, I remember now. The one on the C, yeah. For C Silda, it's SS or CHH, depending on the language. Right. My back hurts from me sitting in a way to be able to align the catenary properly onto the hangers. I think I did like 30 kilometers of wire in the last 24 hours. That is a lot. How many tracks? Like double tracked? So that's 60 kilometers? Track length, I mean. T Silda is TSS, like in cats. And S Silda or Kilda, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, is like in shop. Yikes, Laville. Hopefully it'll stop hurting soon. Came for S&T, comma. Same for S&T, comma. Ah, I see. Interesting. This is why I love linguistics, huh? Hope it stops hurting soon. Yep, same. Heart. When you start to learn other languages, you realize how flawed English is. Well, English is an amalgamation. I've spoken about this quite a few times. English is an amalgamation of so many different languages. You've got the native Britannic languages in there. Then you've got Roman in there. Then you've got the language of the Angles, so Anglian language. You've got what are they called? The other ones. I've got the name. The other ones that came there's a Germanic languages you've got in there as well. And then in addition to that, you've also got Norwegian and a few other languages from sort of Scandinavia. And of course, also a lot of French. Because the thing is, it's not only Roman Latin, but because Roman Latin was spoken by such a large part of the world, which also Latin also takes a bit from Greek, so many languages that we know nowadays, like for example, English, French, Spanish, Italian, lots of different languages, German as well, I believe, are kind of an offshoot, an evolution of Roman Latin, at least large parts of them. A lot of the Romantic languages are, as well. So you have those languages that also then get incorporated into English. And then on top of that, you've got the natural progression of time, which means that the language, this amalgamation, this soup of a language, then evolves on its own further. And it also helps that the British Empire, which by the way is still a thing, yes, not in its previous state, but it is still a thing, had so many different countries under its control that the languages and culture from those countries has also seeped into British culture, which means that parts of those languages also get incorporated, and culture as well. For example, zombie is actually from a variation of a South African, from voodoo, not voodoo, but voodoo, which is actually a religion. So and that has evolved culturally, because originally, it is a whole interesting thing. I don't want to get into it. It would take much too long. But yeah, so you've got all those things, and that was even before the internet was invented. That was when a letter would take weeks or even months to arrive at a part of the British Empire. It was sent from another part. So yes, English has so much stuff in it, which makes it interesting, but it also makes it a bit complicated and illogical in some situations. Like, for example, here's a perfect example of English evolving. So, for example, silent Ks, like knee or night, things like that, or knock. That K was actually vocalized, so it was knock or knight or things like that, yeah? Or knowledge. But then, over time, that got dropped. And then, of course, there are divides between the peasant language and the upper class language. So, for example, cow, so cattle, and beef were actually just two words for the same animal. Cattle was more a I'm not sure if it was cattle or cow. May have been cow, but one of those words was more the peasant word for it, whereas beef was the more upper class word for it. And then over time, of course, those words kind of changed, and one became more to mean the animal, and the other became more to mean the meat of the animal. But actually, there were originally two words for the animal. So, yeah. Although one thing that I do really, really like about English, well, besides that whole thing what I just said, is that it just sounds so smooth. It sounds... Yeah, it sounds smooth compared to something like German, for example. Well, English is a mixed together language. Oh, is it? I didn't know. That's true. Oh, abso-bloody-lutely. It's certainly not a LAN gauge or guage. Feels weird talking about my things on someone else's stream. No, go ahead, it's interesting. So how are you all doing tonight? Well, I was hoping to get some game dev done tonight, but... Well... well, no. My chair is comfortable, yeah. Got gooch. Very gooch. Thank you. Gooch? Good. Gooch. To be fair, Romanian has slip-ups too. The rule that a single I at the end of the word should be silent isn't always followed. For example, esht follows the rule, but yubi doesn't. Oh, I did say that right. How about you, Slovigil, apart from your back? I'm doing right, though a bit stressed out. I can imagine. Alright, that's understandable with the time limit and all. Take some time to lay down and have a sip of water if it gets bad. Yeah? Or a thing that is just go outside. Take a little walk. Even if it's just stepping out past your front door onto the sidewalk, just breathing in the cold night air for a couple of minutes, that also does wonders. Well, not literally, but figuratively. Well, unless you don't know why it's happening, then I guess it would be wondrous to you. Anyway, I see. Albaster 916. I'm not sure. You might have mentioned that before. I think I remember it. And yes, that's a good lip. About the eye? Yep. Absolutely have. Always catches me in karaoke. Oh, I see. Spent a good 2 hours singing Oridui, Oriunde, Ifi, or Afi, and now have no voice. Well, that's why you're typing. Oriundi Afi has the best lyrics I've seen in a long time. Interesting. You might want to check out a band called Sparks. They also have some brilliant lyrics. So Sparks, yes. Alright, so did you enjoy it? Take with a pinch of salt, being community translated, but there's a link, can't look at it now. Love it. That's very nice then. I mean, if you want to post that on my Discord server, you're more than welcome to. There's an invite link in the stream, in the description you know where it is, on Twitch. If you want to post it in the channel, the channel named The Channel, because I don't have time to read it now, to look at it now. That's very nice then. Automod? What? What's your problem now? Yeah, it was something, I don't know what. Neighbors probably didn't. Kangafango, I will make a session with that engine of yours soon. Right. It was H-O. Ho. That's what it didn't like in hope. It censored the word hope. Because of ho. Hope your voice... yeah, voice. 1 second. Much better. Hope your voice regains its full strength again soon. Sorry, I hope mine regains its full strength. No, its full strength again soon. There we go. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks. No problem. Slav Eagle, thank you. The engine was made by EdHeap6. Yeah, EdHeaps. EDH6. I just made the repaint. I wish I knew how to make engines for trains though. Thanks though. I appreciate it. If I were to run that code and see syntax error, does not have a closed bracket, but would I scream. Well, it's all a question of getting used to it. If you get certain errors, a lot of the time you already get a hunch of, oh, that's probably because of that reason. Then you look at it and it's probably that reason. You develop a feeling for it. Maybe the neighbors would enjoy it more if you showed them the lyrics. Just thought. I didn't read the lyrics, so I don't know. Charles, that is grand. That is. I apologize in advance. This is starting to get really amazing. Haha. Yes. ... Oh, it skipped away. I'll go now. Haha. Zoe. No, don't you dare leave us, says Kangafango. That's quite intimidating. You should never apologize for good jokes. Well, then Mr. W could respond with, I know, that's why I'm apologizing. As a joke. That could be one he could respond with. Praise the Lord, it's the weekend. Oh, not where I am. Unless you count Sunday as being part of the new week, which I do, but not. Well, I do still count it as being part of the weekend. But if you count it as being It depends. I can't. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, but that wasn't one, so that rule doesn't apply. Yeah, you could have phrased that as a joke. I know, right? They'd have to be far, far worse to warrant an apology. If you say so. Nothing better than staying up until 3 a.m. doing art or watching TV. Doing art? Yeah. Watching TV? Depends what you're watching. And also how early you have to get up the next morning. Crumbs, he's got a lot. Yeah, I know. And you're all to blame for it. Well, not blame. You're all responsible for it. Is the art to do with Novaline? Nah, some vector graphics I made. For those of you who don't know, vector graphics means that you're not actually painting pixels, rather you're making a set of curves that the computer, if you zoom in, can just expand, so you don't have a fixed, basically you've got infinite resolution. See, you can't, not sure how that's, Sushi bears. Yep, yes. Alright, guys, you know the drill. No messages. Alright, nice. Is it to do with buses? That's what I said, so ditto to you. Indeed. An MMC and a street deck. I see. What are you doing? Shut up. Okay, steps back from keyboard and puts on a safety helmet with a mining torch. You mean, well, torch, flashlight, yeah. Mining light. Ouch, builder. Well, that's why I had on the mining helmet. Good. Good thing I had that thing on. Laverly? Come on. 10-kilometer double track, passenger station, several junctions, depot, and 3-kilometer single track connection paradise. A lot then. Quite a lot. Street deck with the G3 front or the G2 one? I'm guessing G3 one. G3, yeah. Might be wrong. Nice. It skipped. Where was it? There we go. Wish mine didn't lag so much in OMSI 2. Well. Anyways, let's not go too much off topic. Based off SK16 GWY. Great, you mean Great Western Wildway? Can't say I've heard of it. Never even seen one IRL. I can post a link if I'm allowed. Yeah, of course, go ahead. There are no bots here. Links are generally allowed unless they're intentionally posted to be annoying. Yes. Annoying or intentionally offensive. But that's common knowledge anyway. You're very knowledgeable. Who? Me? Should I say, hey, knew about that? I can see which part we're in at the moment. There's the link. Yeah, love it. Actually, let me have a look at that. Is that the thing you drew? No, this actual picture. Unless you're really, really good at drawing realistic images. There we go. Thanks. Great photographer right here, everyone. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. I'll be right back. We wanted to have some game dev tonight, but, well, we all know how that turned out. Ha. At this point, actually, I should probably make a new playlist on YouTube. Which are all of the streams that were actually supposed to be one thing, but then turned out to be reading chat. And we could call it the Chat Chronicles. Walk? Tonight? Do you want to be an ice yeti? No. Just walking like for 5 minutes. Maybe not even that, just stepping outside for like 2 minutes. Take a walk. Yes. Minus 15 degrees outside. No thanks. Well, then just step outside for like 2 minutes. Or maybe 1 minute. I said a good tip, not lip. Oh, right, then I must have misread that, sorry. Are you sure that you didn't accidentally type lip? It looked like lip, but maybe I misread it. Haha, I know what you mean. If you think to yourself while going outside, hey, this is the warmest day of the year. The highest temperature before today was negative 28 degrees Celsius. Then it seems much warmer. You see. Right. Is he done? Yes, the stream is over. I'm done. I'm done with the game. Done with everything. No. Halfway, I'd say. Ugh! May need a slow mode. Well, no, that gets too annoying for you. Nope, we've got 7.2 miles to go. Ugh. Uggs. That's also very annoying. Ugh, 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 ugh. If you have to go to bed early, not the weekend for me. Oh, I see. Shreddies, well, I did. Like, kinda deadpan. Oh, right, the joke, yeah. The deadpan is sadly not visible if it's just text. Yeah. Everything sounds like deadpan in text. Not if I read it differently. So if it's like, by the way, how have you been? Or, by the way, how have you been? That's not deadpan. Yeah, I've been fairly busy recently, so took some time off to just think, but I'm feeling much better, thanks. You? To Kangafango, probably. Finally, I'm done with the Gmod scene. Seems like the post-processing doesn't work at this angle and distance. I'm gonna post it tomorrow alongside its context. Sure, go ahead. I see. I'm glad you're alright. I've been doing alright as well. Last thing I've done to my National is model the front wheels. Finally. Yes. Also, Kangafango is still very much on the lookout for information on how to actually get a bus into OMSI. Because that's the bit he hasn't quite figured out that yet. Well, yes. As far as I know. Nice. I've checked the thread from time to time, and it's looking great. Yeah, it is. It is looking great. It is looking great. Was thinking of blendering up the rear wheels this Sunday on stream. Not sure if I will. Might do. I would say probably continue your OMSI map and trains map. Probably better idea. So that those events do get finished and released to the public. Because there are people looking forward to those. But I won't tell you what to do. If you wish to see the vector from the photo, I'd be happy to share. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Minus 15. Didn't even see it. Yikes. Just don't want to self-advertise too much. No, that's absolutely fine. Go ahead. If you have something good to share, then share it. Even if you don't think that it's good. So, if you have something at least mediocre or bad, if you want to do, just share it. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate the kind words. I definitely like to see it for one. Alright, I'll DM a link. Thanks. Looks amazing. Shreddies, thank you too. And yes, I am. On the lookout. Well, in that case... there it is. Haha. Oop, that just came up. Oh. Well, that looks good. Yes, well done. I like it. Yeah, it's cold in Slovakia. Yeah, not close to the sea, though, is it? Actually, I know the answer myself. It isn't. Yeah, so here, at the moment where I am, it's 2 degrees Celsius. Feels like negative 5 degrees. We haven't gotten any, well, we've got a few snowflakes, or so I've been told. I haven't actually seen any snowflakes yet this year. Or the last few years, actually. Where I am. Thanks. Right, so, stream's just over. We've hit 10 o'clock on the dot. So, with that, I want to get a good thumbnail showcasing our work. Well, my work. I mean... this might be a good place for it. So something like this might be quite nice. Showcasing the different corridors. even the corner, not coroner, but corner, yes. Important difference. Right. Where I am, it's 2 degrees, feels like -4. Strange. Oh, it's updated now. 2 degrees, feels like -4. There we go. Accordion to forecast by at least. Accordion. Sure, it's nice. Can't believe it's all over already. Yeah, well, that's because I've spent most of the stream reading chat. Coroner! -7 degrees. I would really like to get some snow. Right. Thanks for a great stream. It's been nice to sit down and relax. Hope to see you soon. Maybe tomorrow with Kango. Yeah, I'll be watching Kango's stream. Well, actually, no. Tomorrow is my stream. Kango's stream is the day after tomorrow. Actually, it depends on where we are. For me, it's till Friday. So, from my point of view, it's in 2 days. But I will be streaming Trains map development tomorrow. And probably also exploring the Cornish Railways map with the HST session that Slovak Eagle made. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm doing. So, yes. Wow, same temperature. Not tomorrow, it's on Sunday. Oh, yeah. But yes, it's been nice. Thank you. My bad. Thank you. Right. Good. So, time to finish this. It's time to finish this once and for all until the next stream. Well, until I work on it again off stream. So, go over here. Well, in that case, if the clock agrees, I'll be back. Good. Well, maybe you should buy it something nice, like maybe a box of chocolates. Maybe. Maybe then it will be more likely to agree with you. Which I know is manipulation, but then again, most social interaction is manipulation to some extent. If you are using rhetoric at all, it is technically manipulation. So, yeah. The HST session is 2 hours long. Yeah, well then I'll probably have to split it onto two streams. See you next time. XD. Might do voice chat on Sunday. I don't know yet. Not sure if it's a good idea to have Discord active alongside Parallels with voice chat on and OBS streaming. Oh, that's true. Sharedice's next streams tomorrow and goes from 9 to 11. Yes, you can see it right there. It's literally right there. Bye. Yes, bye. Sharedice, and will you finish the 158 session? Probably not, because that would mean I'd have to put in the hour of getting to that point again. I would rather play a new session along a new bit of the map, because that is why I want to play it, because I want to explore the map. So yeah. Also, I want to play Slovak Eagle sessions, so that's the other reason. Well, that was the original main reason, and then now that I've found the map and seen how great it is, I want to explore it more, so yes. As well. So now I've got 2 reasons. Lots of time for distraction then. XD, yeah. Shoutouts too. Yes, of course. Have a nice evening and see you soon. Yes, maybe not. Yes, indeed. It was very nice. Bye, Alb. Thanks for the stream. Bye-bye. And Slovak, yes. So, shoutouts. Yes, Kango Fango, of course, on Sunday streams. We've just been talking about it. Also, Central Europe, the map that Slovak Eagle's working on, that's actually free. Huge map for trains. It's on the DLS. You can download it. It's in development. Slovak Eagle's part of a Central Europe development team, along with Swadar Gaming, who was in chat, and the Branded K. Yes, there he is. Right on time. A lot, along with a whole bunch of other people as well. So have a look at that. And yeah, this stream will be archived on YouTube, which you probably know. And yeah, that's it. So, of course, there he is. Yeah. I really thought Ghost Lady would make an appearance tonight, but yeah, it must be because of the delay in starting. It must be because of that, which, yeah, I have always been here. Okay, I have a very, very important question to you. Do you know what the arrangement of the stones of Stonehenge were when it was built? Because that is a question which we don't have an answer to, and that is one that I would like to know the answer to, if that's possible. Also, if you had time to travel, I would also be interested in knowing what was in the library of Alexandria. Also, I would like to know whether there were any other civilizations before humanity. In all of the hundreds of millions of years of life on Earth, was there ever another civilization before us? That's also one that I would love to know the answer to. I may think of a few more. Tell you what, I'll make a list. I'll DM it to you on Discord, if that's that. Okay, right. So, thank you for the shout out. Sweeter Gaming, I meant Brand. He said, and Brand. There he is. No, I meant Swedar is here. 11 out of 11 question right there. Would love to hear too. The answer, yes. Sharadice's time travel wish list. Oh, yes. This is the answer. Oh, yes, the answer. Great. I'll make the list. Brilliant. Sweetheart, come on. You've got to do better than that. By all. Oh, right. Sharadice. Bye. Yeah, sure. Bye. It's been fun. I'ma leave the answer as yes. Right. I'll get my supercomputer on that to decode that answer. Once it's spat out some results, I'll ask you which ones are the correct ones. See ya! Nice. Great tone you hit there. Right, so bye. Yes, bye. Okay, so